Welcome to part 2 of this hot seat spectating campaign for Stainless Steel. Which faction is going to win? It's mostly human players left now. There were a few AI factions in there, but they're mostly dead. And of course you can't really go any further than this map here. There's like a red barrier here where you can't actually cross. Just a rule put into the hot seat, that's all. So in part 1 we saw quite a lot happen, as you can probably tell by the map. The rise of Venice, rise of Byzantium, France destroying the HRE, Poland eating Hungary, France taking Britain, and the downfall of Aragon in Iberia. And a lot more as well happened, but that's the main gist of what has just happened in part 1. And now we're continuing the series with part 2. So it seems like Egypt here has set up some defences, trying to prepare for when Byzantium pushes for Cairo, but to be honest I think Egypt is done. Yeah, I can't imagine them doing much more. They've got some troops here who are probably getting ready to make some form of a strike, but yeah, I don't know what they're going to really be able to do with this. And of course, if you want to take part in any of these hot seats, starting tomorrow is going to be my own hot seat. So if you're interested in a retrofit hot seat, which is just Medieval 2 Total War vanilla, like a hot seat multiplayer campaign, then just join my Discord. The doors will open, well not the doors, but the sign-ups open up sometime Saturday evening, BST time, and yeah, you can sign up, first come first served, and yeah, because we'll need the players. I think there'll be about 12 slots open. I don't know exactly how many, but yeah, there'll be a few slots, and of course be quick as well. Last time we did a hot seat, spaces filled up in, I think it was 6 or 8 seconds or something ridiculous like that. So yeah, but if you want to get in, make sure you're there and quick. Although we're looking for more players this time, so it shouldn't be too difficult. And on top of that, these files came from the Total War Centre, which I have no affiliation with, but Mergor does, and it was Mergor who I think organised this hot seat, or he has something to do with hot seats in Total War Centre, and he's looking for players as well. So there's going to be 2 links to different hot seats, one starting tomorrow and another one which is just a hot seat forum which will last until the end of time, I guess. Anyway, let's continue with the series. So as we can see now, back to the Egypt front, Dalmatia here has fallen to Byzantium. Egypt have moved their troops forwards, but I can't imagine Egypt really doing anything. Spain here, or Castile, has finished off Aragon. They've kicked them out of Europe. Of course, Aragon are still alive with their Africa colonies, but it looks like we're after those now as well, as you can see with this. The British, RIP Britain, they're gone. The French did it. Well done, France. And of course, it seems like the Polish have made a push against Denmark. Ooh, Denmark and Byzantium for a time were making really good progress against Poland, but now seems like that's been flipped on its head a little bit. What's happening over here? And I think Venice has expanded by taking Zagreb, but I'm unsure exactly about that. Cairo just falls like that. The Egyptians are trying to make another push. They're trying to reclaim Cairo and Alexandria as well with their final desperate attempt. But yeah, they don't have many settlements left. Maybe they might be able to make a bit of a comeback, slow Byzantium down just a little bit. Actually, Byzantium doesn't really have any troops here. So yeah, I don't know what they're going to be able to do. I think Egypt might actually be able to make a bit of a comeback and reclaim these Egyptian territories here. Byzantium will bring troops down, so it's not going to be too much of a disaster for them, but it's at least a start for Egypt. When are France and Spain going to go to war? Because we both know it's going to happen. It's definitely going to happen at some point, but when? And when it does, it's going to be brutal, and it's going to decide the fate of the entire thing, because right now, France is the major power. But if Spain can get in there and Poland attack as well, I think there could be, and Venice as well gets involved in the war bringing down France, it could all collapse. France needs to win this war with Spain, or at least knock out one other faction first, so that they're not fighting a war on 2 fronts. And Denmark losing even more territory. They've lost Hamburg, they've lost some territory in Sweden, and they've lost Finland as well. So yeah, I think we could be about to see the fall of Denmark as Poland pushes up, surges forwards to destroy them. And Byzantium, they're not making a push on Poland anymore. They took a lot of their territory at one point. They're still at war with them. But yeah, they're not really pushing further. I'm guessing they're focusing entirely on just finishing off Egypt. That's my guess. So Egypt did try to ask the purple ones, or Byzantium, for ceasefire. Now, I don't know what the player did. We'll find out next turn. I'm just going to assume that he declined. And yeah, and of course, yeah, he definitely would have declined that. He's saved himself. I don't know how he managed it, but Byzantium, the player here, must have gotten some troops in. It's all auto-resolve, so yeah, I don't know where those troops came from, but he must have brought them from somewhere. In fact, I can't even see any troops. Maybe he just won this battle as an auto-resolve. It does have a lot of troops here, despite them being really weak. So yeah, Egypt now down to the final 2 settlements. Spain, or I'm going to call them Spain from now on, but it is still Castile, is taken even more of the Aragonese colonies in Africa. And the French border, very quiet. Oh, Denmark. They've lost the capital now to the Polish, and yeah, they could get wiped out in just a couple of turns. Yeah, it looks like actually it might be the AI faction that destroys them. Oh, Denmark's computer player now. Denmark was a human player when we started, I think. I'm 99% certain of that. My guess is that the player couldn't play anymore for whatever reason, but couldn't find a replacement, so they just put the AI in control. It happens sometimes with hot seats, and you know, sometimes you can find replacements, but sometimes not. I'm going to assume that the Byzantine player here declined this. Yeah, like what reason does he have to become a vassal of Poland? None. None at all. Just a little joke between the players, I'm guessing. Literally nothing has happened this turn. Nothing at all. Not a single settlement has fallen. Nothing. Oh well, next turn I guess. And like Denmark, the Egypt player has also left and has been replaced by the AI. RIP Egypt. Aragon now completely kicked out of Africa as well. They've still got Sardinia. It looks like Venice is wanting that. And yeah, I think it'll go to Venice. I don't think Aragon will get here. So yeah, it's definitely going to Venice. And as for Denmark, they don't really need to bother with Denmark, I don't think. I think Poland right now needs to put their troops on the front lines, because Denmark's just AI, Norway is just AI. They've taken Palanga here, finishing off a Teutonic Order, but there's not much more Poland really needs to do here. There's not much threat that they need to wipe out, is what I'm trying to say. The AI somehow crossed the Black Sea and they took Sinop. Oh, I bet that's so annoying. For the Byzantine player. Let's have a quick check at diplomacy, I think. So there's only... I like how the borders have formed up. There's only 5 factions left. 5 human players left. And we got Byzantium. We got Italy, or Venice. We have the French here. And we have the Polish. And we have, of course, the Spanish. So Spain, France, Poland, Italy, and Venice. And only one can win, so it's come down to these final 5 great empires. Who's going to do it though? Byzantium expanding up this way, taking some Polish territory here. Looks like Poland is trying to get down with some troops to try and slow down the Byzantines a little bit. Oh, so I found a very interesting message here. Italy saying to Byzantium that next turn he plans on attacking France, and it looks like it's going to be a joint war between him and Spain to take out the French, and there's some form of deal with Byzantium, I'm guessing. I wasn't going to read through those messages because, you know, I don't know the players as I do with my hot seats in Discord, so I didn't feel it would be right, but that was just happened to be the one that I clicked on, and it's quite an important one. So yeah, France, will they be able to survive? But either way, we're going to have to find out in the next episode. So in part 1 we saw the rise of some empires, and we saw, of course, some factions get wiped out, and in part 2 we've seen the rise of the great powers. We're down now to the final 5 empires: France, Spain, Poland, Italy and Byzantium. Only one will win, and next part will be the final part. So there's one part left of the series, and that part will go another 20 turns or something, and we'll get a winner. Hope you've enjoyed this episode, hope you're enjoying this series. It seems like France did make the first move, so yeah, it's France's fault if they do lose this war here. They started it, sort of thing. But anyway, hope you've enjoyed, hope to see you in the third and final part of this series, and goodbye.